Roman official followed me. Nice. Thank you, Roman, wherever you may be. Thank you for following me. So this is the end of this book that I was reading, the beginning of the end. Apparently I only have a half of the third chapter written. So yeah, that's what I got for you. Alright. Chapter 3, A Confession in Memory. Jax Malachi. Ray! Hey babe, I wouldn't go in there right now, I say as I wrap my arm around her waist and steer her away from private room number 17. Just moments before, I had watched as Akita, the so-called angel, entered, knowing Lillian was waiting for him. I just wanted to make sure Lil was okay. I was just going to knock, Raven says as she glances back at the door as another scream breaks through the normally soundproof walls. I'm sure she's fine. She sure sounds like it. Raven laughs. Yeah, you're probably right. I just hope it's not with that pretty boy. What was his name anyway? Akita, I tell her. Yeah, well, I don't like him. Why not? I don't trust him, she says, looking at me with her beautiful dark emerald eyes. What do you think of him? I saw you talking to him. I smile at her. I agree with you. He's a creep, and I don't trust him. See? Then let me go check on Lil. Nope, I exclaim, swinging her onto the dance floor in front of me. Let's dance. Plus, Ray, I think Lil can handle herself. I think if he is in there, then he's getting more than he bargained for and losing a lot more than he thought he would. As a slow song comes on, Raven wraps her arms around my neck and leans her head against my chest. Fine, she says. I wrap my arms around her waist and pull her close. As we dance, I remember the day I fell in love with the goddess in my arms. I was 19 and she must have been 18. We had met through her grandmother Luna in a way. I had known her grandmother before she had passed. But at Luna's funeral we finally got to meet face to face. I saw her from across the room. Tears were streaming down her face, but I noticed her eyes, shining like emeralds lit by the moon. I wanted to comfort her, but she had too many people around her for me to approach. After the reception, I approached her. Only Lillian was with her then. Hello, my name is Jax Malachi. I knew your grandmother. She was a very beautiful woman, and like a mother to me, I told her, a little nervous. I had only met her through her grandmother's stories. Suddenly, she threw herself in my arms. I held her and let her cry, relieved that I hadn't scared her off. Lillian looked at me and told me that she had to go, but to take her to Grandmother Luna's old place and to watch over her. I knew at that moment that Lillian was a fairy, as she knew I was a dragon. I also knew that we would keep each other's secret. I'm sorry, Raven said. You don't know me. I shouldn't have done that, she said as she pulled away, wiping her tears and looking around for Lillian. I took her hands in mine and said, don't worry about it. I know you from your grandmother's stories, and it's okay. Please don't dry your tears because of me. They make your eyes shine. You're beautiful, just like your grandmother, whether you are crying or not. She smiled and giggled. Thanks. By the way, my name is Raven Black. Thank you for coming to say farewell to Ground Moon. That's what I called her, she said, flushing. And that's all I wrote, folks. That's horrible. That's a horrible ending for my writing. I should finish writing that. It's been years. Getting something else to read to you guys because that was unfair. We're going to go into some short stories now. How did they get wet? That's sadness. Alright. The Lost Princess. Put some more hot water in here because it's a little chilly.
It's a little chilly, and if I get too far down, you guys can't see me.
My cats, look at this. Abayo!
Abayo! Abayo! Mama! Meow!
She's not used to call you.
Abayo! Woof woof! Woof woof!
Sitting in the sink. Wolf boy sitting in the sink, sitting in the sink he is. Wolf boy sitting in the sink, sitting in the sink he is. Wolf boy,
Meow, 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 meow. Wolf boy, how you doing, man? And say hi? Can you say hi? Can you say hi to the people? Say hi. Say meow. Say meow. Don't dump my phone in the stub. That'd not be good. No bueno. No bueno.
Ooh, shut it down. All right. The Lost Princess. All her life, the star felt like she was meant for something more. She went to work at a job where she sat in a cubicle 8 hours a day. And no one knew her talent, not even herself. Things were about to drastically change, however.
Hello. Hello, Abigail.
Oh yeah, you gonna come into the bath with me? Oh, thank you. Across town, Eleanor was just waking up after a long night. He'd been staying up late at night in the cemetery near his house. Today, he could sense that his long nights were about to finally pay off. Hey. I'm headed out for the day, Star told her best friend Rebecca as she picked up her jacket. Okay, where you headed tonight? Maybe I'll meet you there, Rebecca said as she finished her paperwork for the day.
You see? Oh, let's see.
Actually, I kind of need some time alone tonight. I hope you understand. Sure thing. I should go home anyway and try to keep my marriage together. I'll see you on Monday then. The cats. I'll show you the cats.
Show you the cats. Cats. Meow, 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 meow.
And the cats were marching in. And the cats were marching in. And the cats. And the cats. And the cats were marching in. Alright. Get back to it, shall we? Yeah, I'll see you then, the star said, not knowing that this was going to be a very long weekend. As the star walked out to her car, she noticed a man watching her from across the parking lot. He had skin so pale it seemed to glow, and his hair was the color of a summer sunrise. What caught her attention, though, was his aura. She could see his aura glowing a deep blue all around him. Never had she seen an aura before, yet she somehow knew that's what it was. As the star got into her Toyota, she tried to convince herself that she was just seeing things that weren't real. Eleanor watched the young woman walk out of the office building. He knew it was her even before she noticed him. She had haunted his dreams for many nights, and even his thoughts during the day. Her hair flowed around her face in a shade as dark as raven's feathers, and her skin was so white in comparison that it seemed to enhance the darkness of her hair. As she looked at him, he watched as her aura changed from a strong, bright shade of baby blue to a shimmer of silver. He could tell she was trying to hide her aura, even if she didn't know that's what she was doing. Eleanor watched as she quickly got into her truck, never taking her eyes from him until she had shut the door behind her. Estar drove to the one place she felt she could be at peace, the cemetery. All her life, people had looked at her strange when they found this out, but she felt comforted by the spirits that lived there. Today she drove there in silence, thinking about the stranger in the parking lot. Who could he be? Who was he? Why was he watching her? Would she ever see him again? If so, when? She didn't notice the shadow that followed her to the cemetery. Estar parked her truck by the public restrooms and then walked to the circle of trees that she used as her own sanctuary. As she walked, she began to feel the energy change around her, as if it were pulling her. The closer she got to the circle of oaks, the energy became stronger. What is going on with me today? She thought to herself. When she reached the middle of the circle, Estar lay down and closed her eyes. Watch it, miss. Walking over my phone. There you go. Hello, boy. Abayo. Abayo. Woo. Abayo almost fell in. Eleanor followed the woman, the whole time knowing more and more that she was the one he'd searched for so long. By the time she stepped out of her car after parking, he had no doubt. Very carefully, he found a spot in an oak to rest. As he pulled his wings back into his body and made himself comfortable, he watched her walk to the middle of the circle, naturally formed by the oaks. Not wanting her to notice him right away, he camouflaged his aura with that of the oaks. She didn't even look up as she lay down and closed her eyes. After he was sure she'd fallen into a deep slumber. Wolf boy! Max. Oh, yes? Hello? Good morning. The tiny child has joined me. There's the new cat. She's over there behind the door with Max.
Max is not running around.
Well, she was right there. He was sniffing her butt.
That's weird.
And then going like this.
Oh.
Look. Hey! After he was sure she'd fallen into a deep slumber, he descended the great oak. He quietly approached the woman that so strongly held his interest. Finally, he allowed himself to question the feelings that threatened to overwhelm him. What's so special about her? I've seen others resembling her, yet I know she's different somehow. Can it really be that I found her? Is it really her, or merely a trick? Suddenly, Eleanor felt a disturbance in the surrounding energy. He turned around to witness a glowing light as a group of Fae entered the circle, followed by the seedy court queen. Eleanor impulsively knelt in response. Arise, my knight, for you have completed your task, the queen stated. Fae gathered around Estar and began carrying her out of the oak circle. My queen, may I have permission to ask a question? Eleanor said as he rose to his feet, still keeping his eyes to the ground in respect. Of course, knight. What is your question? What, pray tell, is her name? Her name is Astar. Thank you, my queen. Do you not have any other questions, knight? You must, after so many nights of searching and asking for guidance, not knowing the importance of your task. As you know, I do, however. If you believe I needed to know more, information would have already been given to me. In good time, I will understand the importance of my task, if it is meant for me to know and understand. You are very wise for your age, knight. Not many have your wisdom. It is clear why you are my best and most honored knight. The star opened her eyes, and as soon as she did, she knew that something had happened. Not only was it far later than it should have been, but her surroundings were strange. Still, somehow, they felt familiar to her. She looked around. What she saw took her breath away. Astar was laying on a stone bench that had been covered with flowers and feathers of multiple shades and colors. All around her she saw tiny winged creatures dancing and flying. On the walls hung beautiful paintings and ornaments that looked as if they were meant for royalty. Suddenly a door that Astar hadn't noticed began to open. She witnessed as the man from earlier that day walked in, only now he had magnificent amber fairy wings. Behind the man walked a woman more beautiful than any she had ever witnessed before. The woman had hair as blonde as gold and as bright as the sun. Her skin was the color of a pearl that had been cleaned and polished, shining in the sunlight. The woman was wearing clothing that appeared to be made of silk, and behind her Astar could see wings as well. Elenol stepped forward and then knelt before saying, "Good evening, Lady Astar. My name is Elenol. I am the Queen's most honored knight. I do hope the Fae have not disturbed your rest." "Not at all. Wait, what did you call me? Where am I? Who are the Fae, and what have you done to me?" Astar asked once she finally got a grip on her mind and realized she wasn't hallucinating. The lady that had held Astar's attention for so long finally stepped forward and sat on the bench beside Astar. Softly she spoke, and Astar had to strain to hear her, for her voice seemed to fade in the wind. "Easy, my child. Slowly. You have no need to worry. We are not here to hurt you. Indeed, we have been searching for you. Now I will answer your questions, though I am sure you will have many more. First, my knight Elenor called you Lady Astar because that is your name. You will understand later. You are in my kingdom, which is known as the Seelie Court. Fae are the creatures around you in their smaller form, and I am their queen. My name is Queen Adar." Okay, I still don't understand why I'm here or why you think I'm this Lady Astar person, but my name is Astar. But I'm no royalty. What do you want with me anyway? Queen Adar turned to Elenol and asked him to empty the room. After this had been done, he closed the door. Still turned toward Elenol, she told him, "Now you will learn why I asked you to look so hard for so long." Adar then turned back to face Astar. "Lady Astar is your name, and you are my daughter. Elenol has been searching for you for a long time now. When you were young, you were taken from me and placed in the care of a human family to be raised as their own. No doubt you probably felt different and strange in their world. Am I wrong?" "No, but if what you say is true, then why has it taken you so long to find me? And how is it you let me be taken in the first place? That is something to be discussed another time. For now, please allow Elenor to show you around and escort you to your fitting. Soon the celebration shall begin, and we want you looking your best and more yourself." With those words, Adar left, leaving Elenor and Astar alone in the room. As Astar gazed into Eleanor's eyes, she realized she was getting caught in the beauty of them. They were dark brown like soul after a rainstorm, but they glowed with specks of gold. Before she became too lost in Elenor forced her gaze away. Astar watched as she tore her eyes from his. Before she became too lost, Astar forced her gaze away. Elenor watched as she tore her eyes from his. He gently turned her head to face him again. Forgive me, my lady, but you have captured my heart in your eyes. Never before have I seen eyes that shone as pure and true as yours. They are more brilliant and beautiful than any emerald in our land. Again, I must ask your forgiveness. It is not my place to speak to you so. Eleanor removed his hand from Astar's chin. The moment the warmth of his touch was gone, Astar wished he would touch her again and never let go. She longed to know what it would feel to be in his arms as he held her close. Before Eleanor could leave the room, Astar reached out and stopped him with a gentle touch of her hand on his arm. I do not forgive you, for I would be in the wrong as well. I am glad you said every word, for your voice is music to my ears. Expressing your emotions is not wrong, therefore there is nothing to forgive in the first place. It would greatly please me to hear you speak more, in fact. I am glad it was you who found me, and I am honored for you to show me the kingdom. Oh, we're about halfway through this story. Oh, maybe not. There's 29 pages and I'm on 12. But it's over the 20-minute mark. My soaking is getting a little too sweaty in here. Woo-wee. I will mark this page and we will read this another time. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for enjoying the reading. Oh, I hope you like the stories so far. They come from my heart. Peace be with you.